Welcome to the weekend roundup. We had a lot of shit go on this week. Game-changing shit, map-changing shit, regime-changing shit, mind-changing shit, political allegiance-changing shit. We got the Epstein files to talk about. We've got Democrats collapsing in front of our eyes. We've got profit-taking, profit-making. Donald Trump declares victory. We've also got some good news and silver linings to get to. That, of course, is my friend and fellow host, from Lev Remembers, former Trump fixer, Giuliani fixer. We got some Giuliani news to get to today, which is fucking crazy, too. I mean, where do you want to start? Lev Parnas, Lev Remembers. I'm Dean Blundell.substack.com is where you can find us. I think you got to start with government shutdown shit. No, I guess you watched 8 Democrats go and effectively tell the rest of the...
No. We need some. We're gonna talk about that because that what we saw yesterday. I didn't sleep all night. I was disgusted. I couldn't even. It's like I still I can't breathe a little bit because of knowing to see. Bobby, calm down. Come here, boy. I'm sorry. Live with Lev, you get dogs, children,
And Bobby.
everything, and Bobby. Everything. I'm sorry. But what we need to do before we get into all of that is we have a special guest, Alexander and Jacob. They're in Ukraine together, and Jacob is about to leave. So why don't we bring them up right away? They messaged me if you could bring them up so we could they could give us a report directly from Ukraine what's going on.
Okay, I'm going to invite Alex.
Yeah, invite Alex. Jacob he'll tell us what it is, but Jacob is in Ukraine delivering stuff. Alexander's there. You know who Alexander is. He's fighting the fight, and they've, thanks to our man Dean, he's gotten them together. And it's just, that's what I want everybody to understand. This is what I preach and talk about all the time: unification. This is about unification, about to join forces to be able to get to be able to. Guys, you know what? Excuse me. While you're getting him, let me let Bobby out so this way he doesn't.
Yeah, Bobby needs to pee. Bobby has to go to the bathroom or he needs a drink of water, one of the two. I don't speak dog, so I can't tell you what he has to do, but I know he's got to get out. Welcome again to the weekend roundup. We're just waiting for Alex, and, of course, Jacob Karsbo. They're in Ukraine. We've got some Ukraine stuff to get to before we get going here because we've got some breaking news all over the place. I have fucking breaking news day from the last 24 hours, but Alex and Jacob, they're fast friends. Jacob, of course, former Danish intelligence. We're hopefully going to hear from him. If you can text Alex, I've sent him an email, Lev. I don't know if he's got it yet, but yeah.
Sending it to him right now.
Yeah, he's already invited, so all he's got to do is press the button and hop on. But Voice of Ukraine is the name of your podcast. You do it at Substack Live, every week with Alex from Ukraine. There we go. There's Alex. Hey, buddy. Hey,
guys.
Look at that, fast friends. Did you guys just meet like this week? Is that what's going on?
That's what's going on, yeah. On Saturday.
Okay, so you guys just met on Saturday. Tell us what you're doing, Jacob. Everybody knows who you are. Alex, everybody knows who you are. Voice of Ukraine, working very hard to keep the people on the front lines fed, trying to keep everybody in touch, trying to get people homes, trying to fight the fight in Ukraine. Jacob, you're a former Danish intelligence UN Security Council guy. Took time out of your day to go down with a convoy of people, cars for Ukraine out of Denmark, hundreds of cars that you've just delivered. So bring us up to speed. Tell us what's going on. Don't care who starts because I love you both the same.
After the Friday night post that we did, the Friday night show, and we were freezing our asses off in the car. We delivered the to Ukraine and they line ambulance, trucks, various vehicles. So they're already there.
Okay. So we're having a bit of a connection issue, obviously, but I think what Jacob was saying is that they've connected, they've delivered the cars. That's how they got together. But Alex, did he reach out to Jacob, Lev? And I don't know, guys, if you can hear me, your connection's not awesome right now, so we're having a hard time. But is that how these guys hooked up? Was through Substack, through us?
Oh yeah, through Substack, and that's why incredible. Our community here, our families are incredible. Just not only the donations you guys have been helping for Ukraine, but also keeping spreading the message. It's been incredible. I mean, a lot of people don't even know, but Ukraine has been literally without power for the past 2 days. Kiev, the central, of Ukraine, is no power, no water. They've been, and you got guys like Alex and Jacob out there delivering in the middle of it, risking their own life, because I mean, we sometimes forget. We think, oh, it's just go grab it and deliver it, but they're in the middle of a war themselves, under the pressure of the same jihads, the same missiles that are flying across while they're living there, while they're delivering the aid and helping others. So God bless you guys, man. Thank you so much for all the work you do, and thank you to our community that not only supports them, but also, yeah, through Substack, you guys were able to meet. I think Jacob contacted Alex and said, I'm going to be here, and Alex said, come on down, and they just got together, and now we formulated another team. Huh?
What's that?
Happened that remember that frequently happened on Friday. I was delivering to the section.
The connection is bad. The connection.
Yeah. We're gonna send you another invite. I'm gonna send it to Jacob's phone. I'm gonna send it to him, and we'll try and get him in here again real quick, because this is too good. I need to have these guys on.
Yeah.
Because like, where do you find friends like that get together like that? That's crazy.
And not only friends, but people actually doing God's work. You know what I'm saying? To literally, these are real heroes. These are people that are out there actually going out there and like I said, in the middle of a war, and usually people, it's like, when you say like firemen, why are they heroes? Because they run into the fire, not away from it. Well, Jacob and Alexander, and they're running into the war to save people instead of away. Go ahead, guys.
We're trying again.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
okay. So way better. So go ahead, fill us in. You guys got together. You got there on Friday night. When did you and Alex meet? What have you guys been doing that you can tell us? So Jacob, we can only hear you.
Can you only hear? But it's because we're sharing.
Jacob has the microphone. Sharing is caring.
So just go stand on that, Alex. Go stand on his other side and yell into his ear.
There you go.
Is it better?
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, so he says, I'm coming in. I'm on always going. I'm on dual gin platform. So we connected. We had some coffee. Find out we had a lot in common. Have the same. We look at this war the similar ways how the help needs to be done. So we spent a couple. He's ready. She's going back. We'll prepare taxes. Yes. And this.
All right. Okay, Jacob. Just a quick question for you about Alex. Have you guys been able to go out and have a couple of drinks between trying to save a country in Europe? Have you guys been able to do that yet?
Really important. We just come from Pizza Veterano, which is run by veterans. I'll upload a few photos of Alex and I from Pizza Veterano, and we were able to have a beer. And I gather that Alex didn't want the dark beer, but that was the only Ukrainian beer they had. And I said, when I'm in Ukraine, all I drink is Ukrainian beer. I don't want Carlsberg. I don't want Danish beer. So I took the dark Ukrainian one.
Good. That's very nice of you. It's a very patriotic beer to drink.
It's not a drink.
Yeah. So Jacob, maybe just kind of fill us in. I mean, you've been there for a couple of days. The State of the Union in Kyiv. I watched, houses explode with lights the other day because the power came on, and the heroic men and women that are trying to restore power to that country. Kind of take us through what's been happening there over the past few days, if you can.
Yeah, just as we arrived, there was a huge strike on Ukraine. 500 plus drones and missiles. And I woke up in the middle of the night after just having arrived and was wondering, should I go to the shelter or should I go to the bathroom and jump in the bathtub? But then the air defense noise died down, so I figured out it'll be all right. And then I went back to sleep, and we handed over these cars. And then I went out, looked out for Alex, had another meeting as well. And then I've been around, and I'm just amazed by the fortitude, the restivity, the courage of the Ukrainians. I went out to Bucha. People remember the terrible pictures from Bucha. I went out to Irpin. Those communities have been rebuilt, and I even heard that the real estate prices are rising. Yeah. So it's going great. There's a terrible situation, but they're combating, and they're keeping, and they won't give in. And that's just that's an amazing thing to see, and that's everyone needs to understand they're fighting our fight. So
And we're gonna win.
And we're gonna win. And it's a fight for everyone that believes in freedom and democracy. And if you believe in freedom and democracy, you have to.
Yep.
You have to think about what you can do to help.
Yeah,
Thank
great
you
point.
for everything you do, my friend. Thank you for everything you do.
Look at that.
Thank
Look at
you.
that. Fast friends. I wish I was there. I wish I was there with you guys. Yeah, thank you.
Listen,
It's Alex. You know,
We can find out an old vehicle for you, Dean. Dean, we can sort out an old bumpy vehicle, and you drive for 24 hours like this.
Dean's actually waiting for me. As soon as I get off my supervised release and I'm able to travel, we're gonna come to Ukraine.
Yeah, we are. That's our deal. Lev and I are first going to meet in Ukraine. We're going to meet with you guys. We can go to Copenhagen. We'll each get in a car. We're going to drive down there. Lev's going to get the ankle bracelet off. No one will be allowed to ask where he's going from then on in. And that will be. But I promise you. So
Malcolm saying the felon,
Right.
The felon.
Malcolm, when he's with Lev and Michael Cohen, he always says, "I'm here with the two felons."
Yeah.
The State of the Union, right? You look at these two guys that are literally, they've been through hell and back, experiencing bombings, trying to hide in fucking bathtubs. We got Lev, who's still on house arrest, and everybody is laughing, mocking each other right now. This is what real dudes do, fellas.
life is beautiful.
Yeah.
Life is what you make of it.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna
calling on the train.
Okay. Okay, you guys get on that train. You get out of here. Love you both.
Train.
Stay safe.
guys.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Remember, I'll have my AirPods. Alex was stealing my AirPods.
Oh, of course he was.
We'll be back, man.
Okay, look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. Thanks, boys. We'll talk to you soon. Get on that train. That is Jacob Carsbo. That is Alex. How do you say his last name? Bolbier?
Bolbier, yeah.
Bolbier. Just two fucking absolute studs. You know what amazes me about that is that they recite the damage and the misery and the nightmare that they're going through, right? Whether no heat, no water, no electricity, it's freezing fucking cold. And they're laughing. They're talking about how great life is. Jacob, who's seen it all, done it all, former Danish intelligence spook, obviously UN Security Council guy who joins us to kind of fill us in about life and what the EU can expect. Literally took 24 hours out of his day to drive and spent another 3-4 days down there taking in the resolve of the Ukrainian people and what they both said with so much fucking resolve, Lev. We're not going to lose. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and you know the one thing I really want everybody to think out there how crazy it is. Why I call them heroes. Like, listen to what just Dean said. What Jacob that lives in a country, safe, sleeps well at night, risked his life in the middle of the night, woke up, heard the bombings, no water, no lights, went and did that to be able to. That's heroism. Now think about Alexander. He does it every single night.
Mm-hmm.
Every single night with his kids, with his family there. And then he wakes up in the morning or in the middle of the night and then goes, delivers aid to everybody else that needs it out there. and then like you said, Dean, incredible. And then they stand there right now. One's getting on a train, the other one is going to go home to another cold, another bombing, and they're standing there laughing, saying life is beautiful because it's another day of life. Just it's like one of those in the middle. At the same time, you want to laugh, you want to cry, you want to just do whatever you can, and that's why again, God bless you guys also, because it's the support this community gives people like Alexander, Jacob, the support you guys, not only financially, yes, which is huge. What you guys have been doing, helping us, the missions that Alexander has been on is incredible, and God bless you guys. But also the support that you give them by being there, sending them the hearts, sending them the messages, supporting their Substacks, sending them emails, letting them know, because trust me when I tell you, Alexander, I know for a fact, I don't know Jacob that well, but I know Alexander reads every single email, text message, and sits there and, sometimes calls me up and, forgets it's in the middle of the night because of the time difference. Try to tell me, oh, I can't believe it. I'm so, it gets him going. So, I, I just wanted to say thank you again, guys. Especially watching, and I think on this note, let's segment into what's going on in our country, because I just want to say, watching the heroism of these two guys, and then watching the cowardness, the disgusting, I don't even have words that I want to call those, 8 or senators, as they call themselves, watching them stand there, not only vote and against freedom, democracy, our cons, everything we stood for, having such a wave, such a moment, caving there, but then watching them come out there and talk about, give these weak ass excuses, lame ass the excuses, thinking, who are you? You know what? The one thing none of them said out there, Dean, one of those cowards said that they represent their people. They were saying their opinions. Who the hell cares about your opinion? You have constituents. Your constituents did you ask your constituents where you're going to vote? Did your constituents in your states all agree and say, yeah, open up, gave in to Donald Trump? I don't think so. I don't think you did that, because some of you are retiring and you just don't give a shit. And you just want to make your statement in life. And some of you are not running this year, so you think we're not going to remember you or who you were. Oh shit, trust me, we're going to remember you.
Five of eight of those people that we're talking, of course, about the 8 Senate Democrats that crossed the aisle to side with the GOP to end the government shutdown. There was so much unity on the on the left. Speaking of which, with the Democrats, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, something breaks. Angus King really summarized the cowardice. I don't know if you saw his clip today. He was on Morning Joe with Joe Scarborough, and he effectively said, and I'm paraphrasing, even though I'm not, Lev. And I couldn't believe he said this. And Donald Trump, so weigh in on his assessment. What he said was, we tried to stand up to Donald Trump and it didn't work.
First of all, he's a fool that shouldn't be in power. He shouldn't even be around. He shouldn't be representing our, I don't know how. That's why, people like that we need to redo, what's it called? Get these fools out of there that say this nonsense. Donald Trump knows this. See, this is what people don't understand. Donald Trump understands this. Donald Trump knows these Democrats. He's donated to a bunch of them. He's watched them over the years cave in and play the game. He knows, and that's why I've reported and I've been talking about it, Dean. That's why even when we had a coffee and tea this weekend, I was talking about how Donald Trump is saying he's to go do the nuclear button. Otherwise, I'm going to double down. Donald Trump wasn't planning on opening up the government. Donald Trump was planning on causing more pain because to us to hold it closed down for another through the holidays to January. And they were going to eat it. And yes, it would have been painful. But you know what? Sometimes, look at Ukraine. It's painful. People are dying every day. And yes, some people would have lost certain things, and it would have been hurtful. And I feel for them. And believe me, this is this is not a time for us to say the better of the worst. We're talking about the future of our country. The future of we're talking about. Yeah, you might. This is not even a Band-Aid. What was the point of not even to shutting down the country if you were going to
For 40 days?
For 40 days? Oh, we tried, and now it didn't work out. Well, Donald Trump knew you were going to cave in. That's why Donald Trump called in and went golfing. That's why Donald Trump left and said, you know what, you guys work with the Democrats, because there'll be enough of them that will turn sides. Because what do I say every day? There's no leadership, there's no unity, there's no message in the Democratic Party, and Donald Trump knows that. And that is why, Dean, you know what? I didn't sleep all night. I mean, this got me so furious and so pissed off. I was speaking to my wife all night with my kids, in the morning today, and I was like, enough, because I've been trying to somehow, partner up with groups and try to get the message out. We keep screaming all the time that we need to get the word out. And you know what? I'm tired. You know what? Everybody has an agenda. My only agenda right now is to get the truth out, to save our democracy, and to be able to do whatever we can to be able and to get it back. And there's nobody, and I can promise you, nobody that knows Donald Trump and his inner circle like I do. And that's why I've decided. And today, I finally came around and I made the decision, and I've launched the Save America with Love Parnas tour. It's a GoFundMe to be able to, and I want to share with everybody here. And I want to say this is it, folks. This is so. I want to make it very clear. This is a lot of you. We've been speaking about this all the time. We say, what do we got to do? What do we got to do to save our democracy? What do we got to do to be able to do it? Well, this is it. We're going. This is now or never. This is a time to be able to act. I'm not aligning myself with no political party. I'm not aligning myself with no billionaires. And the reason why I'm doing it grassroots, because the message that we're gonna pass is not gonna be nobody's. Nobody's gonna own my message. Nobody's gonna own me. Nobody's gonna own what I go out there to say, because what I'm going out there to say is the truth, the facts. I'm not going to embarrass these mega folks. I'm not going there to try to prove them wrong. I'm going out there to explain the facts and show them and expose them. I'm going to go do to Don Jr. and Eric what we did to poor Hunter, but this time with facts and truth, and not just made up shit. I'm going to do to Donald Trump what we did to Joe Biden, but now with truth, with facts, with knowledge. I'm going to take mega apart, step by step, thread by thread, person by person, because it's not just Donald Trump, it's him and his enablers. And none of these politicians, what I could tell you, none of them know anything about Donald Trump or his mega movement. So I set up this GoFundMe, folks. If I put it out, if you could pass it around. And the one thing I'm going to tell you is we don't have time. And the one thing I need to put together right now is a team. And I'm putting this GoFundMe together. I'm telling you honestly, I don't know how much it'll cost, what it's going to be, but the first step is I need to assemble a team. We need to get out there, and I need to be able to start spreading the message. I need to be able to go hire lawyers. I need to be able to go hire publicists, PR. I need to be able to go get ad time. I need to be able to start making some of these messages that I'm breaking news on here, but start spreading it on Fox, on Newsmax, on right-wing media, so they could start seeing it. I need to be able to do what you guys see and love, what you see Governor Newsom do, but not in our echo chamber. I need to go out there, because they don't. Right now, what's happening here is staying in the chair. We need to go outside the echo chamber, and I'm ready and I'm willing, and you know what? It was not that easy. I can promise you, because when I'm telling you that my wife, well, our family has gone through for the past 6 years, for me going to prison, for me being under threat every day, for me trying to go out there and talk about.
Your family getting swatted at gunpoint.
I'm telling you, this is one thing that we were not planning to do. And to go fund me. I was like, somebody was telling me, "Don't do it, Lev." I'm saying to you, there's no support, but I believe in you guys. I believe that you're tired and you're angry and you're tired of all this shit. So because I believe in you, I'm willing to go do it. I'm willing to go out there, make this a 24 hours for the next year, because I'm telling you right now that we talk about 2026, 20, what's it called? I'm telling you, if we don't start now, forget about 2026. If we don't start now, forget the holidays, forget the weekends, forget the days off. We need to start now every day, because what we saw transpire Sunday should wake and shake every single one of you. Should wake every single one of you and wake up and say, if they could cave in on literally nothing, make our country suffer for 40 days and then turn around and give them nothing on a promise, on a promise, on a promise. Really?
Yeah, that was the promise. That was what they
Really?
said. That was what Democrats said. They said that they had a promise from the GOP, and the GOP is led by fucking pathological liars who pathologically lie their dicks off every single day. And they're like, "We'll promise we'll revisit the ACA stuff. Let's just get this signed. Let's just get this moving forward." And they're like, "Do you promise?" And they fucking bought it, Lev. They fucking bought it. They bought it hook, line, and sinker. And they bought it from a president and a regime full of wackos who do nothing but lie for power, influence, and money on a daily fucking basis. That's the struggle that so many people have today. So when it comes to what you're talking about, which is going out there and funding your own organization, your own movement, your own tour, your own team, minus any political leaning, minus any political party's involvement, is music to fucking America's ears. Because if you're looking for a silver lining, in my mind, and folks, share that GoFundMe. It's in the chat. Lev just put it there. Share it far and wide. Donate it if you can. Because what I saw yesterday when I watched a cacophony of real human beings that voted no against joining these 8 dickheads and getting the government going again for Donald Trump so he could take away people's Medicare, as he is still trying to claw back those SNAP monies that were released, and he's reappealing the appeal, by the way. So it doesn't matter. Like, he's still not going to fucking feed the people, for Christ's sake.
Not only that, but I mean, it's so. I mean, if they would read one of my Substack, he's been while he was golfing. I wrote about it. The guy, he's been laughing at them. He's been telling him that basically that the Democrats are gonna cave. I mean, we spoke about this even on Coffee and Tea, me and you. How
Saturday.
you know when we were making Mega, when MAGA was being built, this was part of it. Now, this was part of it, knowing that the Democrats never go to the wire, that they cave because there's no unity. There's no leadership. There's nobody out there right now to put this thing together. And this is what I'm saying to you. What you saw play out, Trump knew was going to happen. Because now what you're going to see play out is that these proud, I watch my words. And if I'm wrong, you could never, you could unsubscribe to me. That Donald Trump is going to come out soon within the next 72 hours and make a statement that even some of the Democrats, not the far left
Lunatics.
lunatics, but the normal Democrats even agreed with us. So you see how all of this, and this is the messaging that the country is going to see. So just think about how we went from an incredible win where the country saw, yes, we were suffering. Yes, there's certain people that are going to be hurt. But instead of finding out ways of and putting pressure on him, making sure he releases the SNAP benefits, the courts already said it. So what if he appealed? Put pressure. Instead, you cave? You give him nothing on a promise? This is what I'm saying to you. We need a revamp, but not only a revamp. There's a lot of things, and this is what I'm saying to you. A lot of things and a lot of organizations and a lot of them, let them do what they're doing. What we're going to do, I promise you, none of them could do. They just can't. They can't even comprehend because you know what? There's a saying that says you have to be in it to understand it. You have to be in a cult to understand what it's like to be in a cult. You could write all the books you want, but if you've never experienced what it's like being in a cult, if you've never suffered the pain of being in prison, if you've never suffered the pain of being a drug addict or an alcoholic, if you've never suffered the pain of any of these, vices, it's a lot different to give your opinion about something unless you've really been, and none of these people have been inside the cult. None of these people have been inside Trump's inner circle. None of these people know really what breeds, and not just them, but all that. But I do. So what I'm telling you, together we're going to put an end to it. Today it begins. Today the conversation stops. Today the action begins. Today I launched the GoFundMe, and with your help, we're going to raise enough money so I could go out there. And the first thing I need to do is I need to go hire a team. I need to go hire some professional people around me so I could start putting in the information, my sources, the content, and the stuff that we're going to use, so they could start distributing, because I don't know how to do these things. I don't know how to go out, and do it. That's why, I keep screaming and yelling, and that's why I was hoping to align myself with some party, align myself with maybe Pritzker or Newsom or one of these people. But unfortunately, they have their own agendas, folks. For good or for bad of it, it doesn't matter. And I'm not here to debate them or argue about what's right or wrong. All I want to do is I want to go out there. I want to go out there starting tomorrow as quick as we can raise some money to be able to do our first trip. One of them that, one of our subscribers, she's incredible, Eileen Proctor. She's also was involved with me in the whistleblower group. She's planning our first trip to North Carolina. We'll try and put together very soon. And then, I want to go out to California, New York, do some of our local trips. But then we need to go into mega country. I need to start going into places where Gavin Newsom can't go, where, Midas Touch can't go, where my son Aaron can't go, where, all of the people that you're seeing, all the pundits talk about can't go, but I could go. I want to go debate the Laura Loomers. I want to go debate the Alex Jones. I want to go debate the Benny Johnsons on their turf. So this way, because I have the facts, I have the truth. I know what to do. So that's why I need each and every one of you right now to go out there and do whatever you can. I know times are tough. I know it's not easy, but I'm telling you right now that we need to stop talking and start acting. Yes, security is a part of it, Lord. That's why I don't. That's why I don't know, and I'm being honest with you, folks. I put a number up there. I don't know. It could grow. It could not. There's ways that we'll be able to go raise more money. That I'm being told later on. But I want to do grassroots. The one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to sit down with some billionaire trying to tell me that, Lev, here's a check, but I need you to push this message, because I'm not going to do it. I don't want some corporation telling me that we need. I don't want a political. I don't want the Ken Martin calling me up tomorrow and saying, we'll give you Democrat support to go do it, but start pushing policies. I don't want to do it because it's not going to work. The only way my message, the only way we're going to be able to have independents and others in the Republican Party listen to what I have to say and start being able to move is if I stay independent away from it. And the only way I could stay independent is with your help. Grassroots, $5, $1, $10, today, tomorrow. Pass this on to everybody and I will report to you. I will tell you as we're going along. And once we hire a team, we'll be able to report even more. Maybe we'll be able to raise different ways. I don't know. There's a lot of moving parts that's happening. But the only way we could do it is if you start somewhere. So I decided today we start. That's it. We put out the GoFundMe. Now it's up to you. Now it's up to see how much we could raise. And then we go from there. Then we hire the team. Then we go from there. And then you're going to see me in the city or state next to you. Then you're going to come out and see what we're really going to do. Not on Substack when we have 2,000-3,000 people. But I promise you, we're going to fill stages of 30,000-40,000 people. If you think Donald Trump could put a rally, I was there building those rallies. I could tell you we're going to put bigger rallies and we're going to troll his rallies. We're going to go out there and do it simultaneously next door to his rallies. I know how to do it. I know where to hit him hard, not what's going to hurt him. And I'm not going to wait anymore for some of these so-called politicians to take these survivors and bring them onto the steps of the White House. I'm going to do it because part of the money I want to use is so I could be able to travel to Washington, D.C. I want to put a set there permanent to be able to call out these congressmen and senators on a daily basis. Doesn't matter what, right side, left side, in the middle, because they're all have to be held accountable, because it's time to take our country back. It's time to stop playing these politics one way or the other. And that's why I'm so tired, Dean. And, I'm going on pure adrenaline for the past 48 hours. But I'm ready, and I'm just hoping that you join me in this fight to be able to save our democracy. I really hope that we could unite and we stop talking, we start acting.
Start doing. Yeah, I mean, talk is cheap. They say it all the time. And words and works are very fucking different. Donald Trump is the shining example of that. The one thing that I have never fucking understood, and I've been lucky enough to be, you're not just your friend, but someone you work with, someone you plan with, someone you strategize with. I've gotten to know you very well over the past year. And I what I've never fucking understood is why they wouldn't go and find the chief sausage maker of MAGA and say, and when I say they, I mean everybody that detests the man. Every single organization that's running around, doesn't matter which organization it is, every single politician, every single Democrat, all of them, every single one of them. Why they wouldn't look to you, people like you, disaffected MAGAs like you, disaffected former admin guys like Miles Taylor, and go, hey, come into the fucking big tent. Let's build this machine. Let's go after the right people. Let's get some skins. Let's figure this out and let's move forward. How did you build it? Re-engineer it for us and then fill in all those blanks that will destroy the movement, destroy the people, that will absolutely send that spike of doubt and embarrassment into the minds and the hearts of the people that this dickhead has captured over the past 10 years. I have still not been able to wrap my fucking head around that, Lev.
And you know what? And I tell you honestly, I don't have the answer. I don't. I really mind boggles me also because that's one of the things that you know, there was always an issue with the Democrat. That's one of the things that we, being part of MAGA, it was one of the weak points that we looked at the Democratic Party because we felt there was always fraction, that there was division, and there was not unification. I mean, you saw the different spurts when Obama was president and stuff like that, but primarily. Besides that, or when Clinton maybe, but after that, you really didn't see, even during the Biden administration, you saw all the stuff that was going on behind the scenes, the backstabbing and all of the stuff you're seeing play out. So that was part of the strategy. And that's why, I truly believed, and I thought, you know what, right now, after Trump won this time, and after they seen what happened the past 9 months, that they were going to start calling, we were going to start, I mean, talking about telling him, we start writing the Substack letter, I figure, even we have so many of our subscribers that are take the Substack letter and send it out to them, and it was crazy that nobody reaches back. Nobody even has time to have a conversation. And it's not just with me. When I had Mary Trump on, Mary Trump is Donald Trump's niece. I mean, just think about it. Mary Trump is Donald Trump's niece.
You won't engage with her either?
No. Michael Cohen was his lawyer for 14 years and testified against the guy. Yes, he might not know what's going on right now, but he could give you a real good inside look of who the guy is. I mean, he's been with them. Mary Trump, his family, you don't want to talk to her. Me is somebody that he sent to Ukraine that, went to prison for him because, you made me go put pressure on Zelensky, all of these same players. Just think about it. It's the same names we're talking about that are still going on. And so I really thought it was like one of those no-brainers where I had to make the decision. But then when I made the decision, and then when we started reaching out and I started seeing that nothing was happening and it was all talk, lots of praise and more of what's it called, I said to myself, something's wrong with this thing. And that's why I started coming out, for the past few weeks. Those of you that have been listening to me and hearing, I've been, and I hate to complain because I don't want to go complain against Gavin Newsom or complain against, Pritzker. I mean, they're good guys. I mean, they're fighting the fight. They're doing what they can.
Yeah, but a lot of this is the difference between you and them. Yeah. But hang on, this is the difference between you and them. This is the difference between altruism and self-service, right? Is I watched Gavin Newsom literally go to Texas this weekend, which is great. I think it's good. He did a service to America by gerrymandering in California with Prop 50, passed with 30% approval rating, canceled out what happened in Texas. He went down and get his flowers, but it wasn't necessarily to get his flowers. And listen, I like Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom went down there because he's dipping his toes in the water for a presidential run. That's what Gavin Newsom's doing. His approval rating's high enough. He is taking on the beast, and he's winning in certain aspects in his echo chamber, but he is winning. And so there you go. J.B. Pritzker, same thing. He doesn't have just desires to just be a governor. So a lot of these people self-serving, while people like you are out there, with road flares going, hey, I'm over here. I can help you immeasurably achieve those goals and to bring America back to the people. But I don't necessarily think bringing America back to the people is on the minds of Gavin Newsom. I don't think it's fucking anywhere near the mind of Chuck Schumer, who should be literally tossed overboard the good ship Democrat today for being not just feckless, but for passing the first budget because he wanted to sell a fucking book. I think you've got a 50% of that party that you can literally jettison to bring people like you back into the mix to say, we're not here for us. We're not here for our profile. We're not here to gain more influence. We're not here to jump ship from governor to president or governor to vice president. We're not here to improve our CV. I have not heard you once ask for anything from anybody Not one thing. I have seen you advocate for America, for democracy, but I have not seen you advocate for your position in any of that. And that's the part that really strikes me about what we're seeing, because what we're seeing now is self-preservation by certain Democrats in the Democratic Party. And what you're also seeing, and I want your thoughts on this, because heroes that stayed out of that mess, heroes that didn't actually vote to kickstart the government again, to continue to starve 42 million people, to remove health care benefits and jack up premiums for 20 million Americans, because that's what they decided to do yesterday. I haven't seen any of those people say, you know what? We're not in it for us. We're in it for the fucking country. And that's what Lev is trying to do. So I would highly, highly encourage everybody today. He's got the GoFundMe link in there. This is exciting for me because I love you and I think you're a mensch. I also think that
you're gonna you're a part of the team. You know, we got things cooking. You're coming down here. Yeah,
I'm coming down there too. It's a little bit of a mini announcement. We're going to start working together because it's going to take a village. It's not just going to take one country. Canada's vested interest, which is why I have a desire to come down there. And we've got some announcements coming up, and I will be coming down there because I love America. I love the people of America. I feel like an adopted American by all of our American fans who, 80% of the people that subscribe to me love me because I'm Canadian. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But I love you because you're American. And so this is going to require a bigger boat. So what I need you to do is go and fill up that GoFundMe. Give what you can. Do what you can. Get in touch with Lev or I if you have special, some kind of special skill set when it comes to SEO, SEM, social media, graphics, when it comes to PR, when it comes to planning, when it comes to strategy, anything to do with what we're doing, anything that you see, anything visual, anything strategic. Hit Lev up in the DMs. Hit me up in the DMs. It's totally free. All you have to do is subscribe, and you'll be able to DM us. And make sure that you get in touch with us, because if there's one thing I know about my friend Lev, all the things that I know about my friend Lev, there is no greater survivor. There is no more resilient individual in the United States that I would not put my horses and confidence and courage and values and virtues behind than this man. So that's why we're going to do this together, and I can't wait just to ride your coattails to watch America save America again.
I love you, bro. We're all together. We're all making history. This is history, folks. We're making together. Our kids, grandkids, and great grandkids are going to be when they're going to be taught in school about how when we were growing up, some of us all enough where we were taught history about the Civil War, where our grandfathers and great grandfathers fought in World War II or in World War I to save us from to be able us from fascism, save us to be able to build our constitution. Well, this is what we're doing now. Also, we're fighting that same war right now. This is a war on all levels, and each and every one of you is part of making this history by being here with us, by going to the lives, by supporting, by spreading the message, by contributing, by donating, by becoming paid subscribers, by just going out there and spreading the message. Every single one of those things count. And the one thing I want to make very clear to every single one of you, my platform is not about division. In no way, shape, or form. I'm not going out there to try to compete with other platforms and other people spreading truth. And I'm also very important. Everybody needs to understand. To me, I am not a journalist. I am not going out there to report news like the Midas guys or like Acosta or like my son Aaron. That's what they do. That's why I can't be aligned to a lot of left or right wing or any. I have to be independent, because what I do is I speak truth to power, because I go out there and I could confront them, because nobody knows them like me. Nobody has text messages, hundreds of them, where as we're sitting there, I could pull out and say, wait a second, you told me this, we did this. Nobody could confront them and know exactly what they're planning on doing. And that is why I want to do it on the world stage. And this is the biggest part of it, is be able to go into their world and be able to do, and that's why right now the first thing we need to do is build our own independent team. So this way our team could interline with other great groups. Like right now, one of the things we're going to be working with is defiance.org. Me and Miles are going to be speaking later. That's part of a group that somebody just actually mentioned Defiance. Exactly. But Defiance doesn't have a mission. Defiance mission is to go out there and to help groups like us and others to support that's out there saying democracy. So absolutely, they're probably going to be helping us eventually. but we need to be able to get going. We need to be able to stop talking. We need to be able to stop whining. We need to be able to stop, waiting for that savior to come. We need
Stop
to be
being
able
victims.
exactly, stop being victims. We just got to get up and stop doing it. And every day we'll do it. And you know what? Today is going to be a great day, because I have a feeling today we're going to make our first step. We're going to go out there, and tomorrow we're going to go start hiring some people. And after tomorrow, and before you know it, another week, 2, 3, we're going to be on the road, and we're going to be live. We're going to be standing in front of these same mega. I want to go out there and build that. I know. Remember Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, when they were building TPSU, they came to. I was there.
You built that.
I was part of that whole structure. I know where it is. We're going to fight them on all these levels. I will help these organizations and others, from the Gen Z to others. But for me to be able to help them, for me to be able to have that credibility, to be the strength, we need to have our own movement, our own strength, our own power, our own team behind us to be able to do it. And that is why then we will be able to help all the other, the Gavin Newsoms, the Priskers, whoever, especially all the races, because the first thing right now is I don't care about 2028. I don't care about who's running for president. I don't care about who's going to be going to be the next governor, I don't care about any of that. All I care about is 2026, that we're able to get back at least one level branch of power, at least the Congress, and hopefully the Congress and the Senate. Because if we could do that, folks, everything stops to a halt. And Trump, his people, they all know it. And that's why what we saw Tuesday, the emotions of America coming out and kicking their ass, and everything, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to continue. Not what we saw yesterday. Not what we saw yesterday, watching them cave and come out there like cowards, standing there telling millions of people that, you know what, I'm sorry, but, I don't know what to do if you have cancer, and how you're going to survive, or how you're going to pay your bills, or how your insurance is going to go up. We have a promise. We have a promise. Take that promise and shove it up your ass. Because if I already today would have had the financing and was able, I would be in Washington, D.C., standing in front of this Angus King, standing in front of Sheehan and all of them. And the promise, I give you promise, you're not ready to speak to me in front of the live audience. You're not ready. You think Laura Loomer has something on you? Well, get ready to understand what we're going to bring down. I'm going to bring the wrath that you've never seen on any of these people that are going to sell their soul, sell out our democracy for what? For what? Unless maybe you had some behind the closed deal. Maybe Trump promised you something that we don't know about.
Do you think that happened? Do you think that happened?
Maybe. I don't put it past him, because
because like that, we know how shit gets done behind closed doors, right? Especially on the Hill. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm not going to push no conspiracy, but we're going to look into everything. That's why I want to build a team. I know, like Project Veritas. I remember when they were building it. I know how all these little tools that MAGA set up to be able to attack from the pundits, the social media influencers. We're going to set up our own machine. Folks, this is what we're gonna set. We're gonna set the same. We're gonna have a machine. We're gonna have our own influencers on X fighting them. We're gonna have our own influence, not in our echo chamber. We have enough of that. I'm not planning to compete with the Midas or with Gavin Newsom or any of these guys.
No, you want to come alongside these people. That's what we're talking about.
I'm going to help them. I'm going to help them. I'm going to help them be able to actually get back our power, because we're going to go, it's like, during a war, there's people that are on the front line that, go there when the bullets are being shot. And then there's people in the back that are giving orders. Well, the Newsoms of the world, they're in the back giving orders. I'm willing to go on the front line right now and go into it, and I'm willing to take a bullet to be able to get our message across. And that's what we need right now to be able to break the line. So that's where we're at right now. And that's why it's so important right now. The timing, that's the one thing I'm going to tell each and every one of you. We don't have the time. We don't have the time. Every day, what happened yesterday, what you're going to see start playing out, the messages, because they're already, see, this is what I'm going to give you an example. They're already ads being made up of how the Democrats caved, how it was the Democrats' fault, all the problems at the airports was the Democrats' problem, that's all being prepared right now by the Republicans.
They finally came to their senses.
Yes, all of that, and it's going to start playing out. right now, and this is what I've been begging them to do. In the meantime, we haven't seen one ad run on any channel with Marjorie Taylor Greene voices. Where's all the money that's being sent to them? It's crazy. So that's why, right, part of our campaign is we're going to buy up ad time if we have to on Fox, on Newsmax, and we're going to go out there and start playing, My Truth, what we're going to talk about, clips of the debates, how they get that. And I don't want a debate on CNN. I want to go debate Alex Jones on Fox. I want to go debate Alex Jones on his own show so their people could see how I kick their ass. So because they hide from me, believe me. This is not my first rodeo with any of them. I know them very well. We've been debating and fighting on X and Spaces and all these channels, or since the Hunter Biden stuff. So I could tell you very well. I know exactly how we do it. And I'm not going to do it by myself, folks. That's why I want to make it very clear to all of you why I said this is unity. Because I'm going to unite all our voices. Michael Cohen, Malcolm Nance, Miles Taylor, Olivia Troy, Mary Trump, you name him, Adam Kissinger, you name him, I'm going to. The one thing I'm not going to incorporate, and you have to understand, is I can't bring into their far left or left leaning, me. That's why I can't connect with the Midas guys. Yes, the Midas guys could help me with our campaign to raise money. Aaron could help me with, but that's it. They can, but I can't go to them because then I lose the message.
Well, I think, but here's the thing. This is what I think a lot of people understand is that there's a demographic here that I think that you represent, that I represent, that a guy like Cohen or Nance or a lot of us represent, and there's this very hard middle that has nothing and wants nothing to do with the extreme right, has nothing and wants nothing to do with the extreme left. Does not take their talking points, their identity from the ideology connected to any fucking political party. I have never been a Republican. I have never been a conservative. I have never been a liberal. I have never, ever, 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 ever been a Democrat. And here's why. Because that means you give your agency, your mind, and your ideology and what identifies you, and you got to fit that in and give it to a political party. And now, like when big businesses and media companies take corporate money, like we're talking about not doing, right? Now you're beholden to that ideology. Now you're beholden to those relationships. Now you're beholden to those communities. And what I saw with that blue wave where Spanberger and Cheryl and Mamdani just talked about the fucking issues, just went to the middle with people, just said, we understand you, we hear you, we don't really give a shit about the party, we give a shit about our constituents and bringing America back to America. Same thing with Mark Carney. Dude's got a fucking 60% approval, actually 69% approval rating here in Canada. He's got a 60% approval rating lead on Donald Trump in America when it comes to approval rating. Do you know why? Because he does what we're talking about. He doesn't talk about the culture war bullshit. He doesn't get after someone's inability to understand something. What he does is he says, hey, I'm going to meet you where you're at. I'm going to do what I got to do, and I'm going to help you. And I'm going to help this country, and we're going to bring it back and give it back to the people. We're going to operate with humanity, but we're going to take care of the fucking business of the country. Trans swimmers don't matter. Cancel culture doesn't matter. None of those things matter. Freedom of speech is judged by the consequences that get revisited to you. There is no such thing as freedom of speech, but everybody is entitled to say and speak their truth. And that's really the most important aspect of what you're talking about in my mind and what we're trying to do and how we're trying to bring this up. Apparently, you're already at 6,000, by the way, for your GoFundMe in the first 20 minutes of this thing, which is fucking unbelievable. But we want people to come with us that identify like that understand those things, that feel politically, emotionally, and spiritually fucking homeless right now. Because that is all of us. I say this all the time when I talk to you. When I talk to you beautiful people, there's over 1,000, 2,000 people on this right now on both ends. And the reason why there are so many people watching, the reason why you've got $6,000 in that let's let Lev loose and bring everybody together, go fucking fund me, by the way, is because it connects with people because they're sick of it. They're tired of it. They're tired of being funneled into bullshit ideologies and hate groups by religion, politics, media. They're fucking tired of it. And what they want is they want some fucking answers, and they want some secure, comforting, they want boring, secure, and comforting leadership from people who know what the fuck they're doing. And they want their human rights back, and they want their country back. And almost as importantly, they want eggs to be $3.99 a dozen. That's what they want. That's what they want, and we want to give it to you. So come and join us on this ride. Lev, I just you're a heroic figure, and I appreciate your passion. It's fucking awesome that you believe this, because there's so many people. This is an answer. This is a solution for people right now, and I love it.
Well, you know what, we just need to, the most important thing is, we just need to unify, keep the message together, stop waiting for somebody to come save us, do it together. And the one thing I want to ask each and every one of you, those that donated, God bless you, thank you, continue doing whatever you can, but most importantly, make the GoFundMe go viral. Make it, spread it, each one of you, pass it on to 3-4 more people, because it's not just about raising the money, it's about getting out the message for people to know what we're about to do. Because yes, we might need to raise more money or less money, we don't know. I don't know what's about to, this is a new adventure for me also. I've never done this before, but I could tell you this much, that I know how they breathe. I know how they think. I know what built them, and I know how to take them apart. And if you help me, give me the tools, like a doctor needs the scalpel, if you help me build my team, if you help me put my plan into motion, it's a plan of unification. It's a plan of bringing all the powerful voices together. I will be able to give a platform to all of them. And when 2028, not only will we win in 2026, but when 2028 comes around and it's Gavin Newsom or Pritzker or whoever else it be, I promise you, our platform by then will be the deciding matter, just like Joe Rogan or any of these were right now in 2024. So this is not an event that I'm asking you that this is a 1 day or 1 week or 1 month. This is a war that's going to go on for the next 3 years minimum. And it starts off today. First step is we build our team. Then we go out there and we make sure we take our Congress back and hopefully our Senate. That's the first thing we do. Then we prepare for the next 2 years of not only holding them accountable, exposing all of their corruption, giving Congress, giving the Senate the tools that they need to be able to punish them, to indict them, to dismantle them, to bring accountability. But
Send him
we
to the fucking
also
Hague.
Senator, by the way, Paula, Steve Schmidt is part of our team. Rick Wilson is part of our team. These are all people that are going to join, and there's just too many to mention. But I could tell you, my platform is to unite all of their voices, because they have all great voices. But unfortunately, they're all individual voices, and they're all not being through. But we're going to unite them. Because in my platform, we're going to give them the opportunity to each and every one of them to be able to speak truth to power and give their voice, because that's what it's about. It's be able to unite.
Community.
Joe Walsh,
Yeah.
Courtney, absolutely. Joe Walsh, absolutely. Bring him up. We know the people. We know the group of people. Believe me, and you're all right. But but we need to push. So today, I want to congratulate each and every one of you. And Dean, I love you, bro. God bless you. And today we start. That's it. No more talking. We started it, because I can't explain to you how hard it was for me and my wife to sit there and for her to say, okay, go ahead, press that button. Because what I knew when I pressed that button on that GoFundMe, I knew that there's no turning back. Not that there was a turning back to begin with, but I knew that, today, as dangerous as it is, I sit in my home still, I'm confined, with this, I speak truth to power. As dangerous as it is, it's different than now going national. And now Trump doesn't like me to begin with, but now, we're going to war with them. We're going to
Let's
war
make
with
him
the
hate.
DOJ.
Let's make him hate you.
He's, I mean, just think about, Rudy got a pardon today. You know what
What
I'm
the
saying?
fuck was that? That was one of those preemptive pardons, wasn't it? Just in case, like, to me, that was telegraphing like something was coming, right?
Right. Well, because they're worried. They understand that the Democrats are going to come back. If we win the House, and that there's going to be replica. Yeah, I mean, look, you heard Steve Bannon in his own voice come out and say,
I'm going to jail.
that that we're all going to jail, so they understand that. But the crazy part, what that I don't think Trump realizes sometimes, because he's so mad and it's gotten so crazy, is that as he's giving his people preemptive pardons and trying to change history,
Yeah.
simultaneously he has invalidated Joe Biden's pardons. opening up basically opening up, giving now, the Democrats to then go invalidate all of his pardons right now that he's giving, because under the fact that this was an insurrection and you can't pardon an insurrectionist, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, these are things that didn't come out yesterday. Donald Trump had these plans ahead of time, and these were plans that were being put into motion because of what happened on Tuesday.
Yeah, these are contingency plans, right? Writings on the wall.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. These were contingency plans being put into Tuesday. But then what he got yesterday, I mean, I can't tell you the excitement in his voice, the comments. I mean, I wrote about it. I mean, he was walking around bragging. He was walking around bragging to his own people, saying, "I told you so. I told you they'll cave." He was calling Republican senators, telling you, I told you you'll be able to get 8, 9, 10 of them. I told you there's no loyalty. All you gotta do is put the progressive against the centrist. I mean, this is the shit that he was talking about. Like, look, this is the things he's saying.
Was he wrong? Was he wrong? He was right.
No, he was right. He was right. That's what I'm saying to you. And again, that's why. But that's why again he builds even more power inside of his own party, because it's like, I told you so. When and they're saying, like, it's working what he's saying, and that's why we can't do that anymore. We can't.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. I know you got to go. I got to go too. We both got places to go, people to be. We've got other Substack lives. I've got a couple minutes left. Hopefully you do too. I'm kind of telling you do, but
I'm with you.
Silver lining. Let's just talk silver lining. I know you're jacked up. I am too. I think this, sometimes chaos is a ladder. Sometimes people look at, bad things that happen with the government shutdown, and they look at it for an opportunity to make things better, which is what you're doing with your GoFundMe, which is getting Lev on tour, getting an operational company together. But silver lining here, when Congress gets back to business, Adelita Grijalva gets sworn in. And I watched 2 incredible programs this weekend, and I'm hot on the tail and the trail of information that is being leaked by current and former FBI agents about how not just perverted, but devastatingly nuclear and disgusting Donald Trump's involvement in the Epstein files is. And not just Donald Trump's involvement, and the words much, much worse than we could have possibly imagined. New Republic, Yahoo. Now you've got a bunch of mainstream media outlets going for it. It's huge fucking news that's going to break anytime. We put a story out about it last week because we got some information that went viral. I think it's got about 4, 5, 6,000 likes at this point because the information bears out. Do you think that the Democratic Party, this idea that 8 people crossed the floor, could be a red herring? Because the thinking in the Democratic Party, from what I understand, is if those Epstein files come out, we need to gamble to get them because that'll take all of Donald Trump's chess pieces off the chessboard. That'll take the Snap bullshit off the chessboard. That'll take the ACA shit off the chessboard because that is going to ruin Donald Trump. Do you share that sentiment, or do you kind of understand that theory and would welcome your thoughts? Because I can't see them thinking this far ahead, to be honest with you, but
No,
it's interesting.
The Democrats, these 8 people, I could promise you, did not have any of the Epstein files in their head when they were making their decision. None of them even came out and mentioned that. I mean, if they had half a brain, well, they would have said that, as a red herring, and mentioned that, saying we're going to put pressure now, we have to open up the government, and they're not thinking way. And that's the scary part. That's why one of the things what made me make the decision to start the GoFundMe today is because I want to try to get as up as quick as possible to be able to, even if we don't have fully established, to be able to get over to Washington, D.C., because I want to also meet with the lawyer for the survivors. I want to take over. I don't want to wait for what the Democrats will or will not do. I have a plan in mind how we're able to use what right now, if with the survivors, to be able to start putting pressure on Trump, and then taking them up. Because the one thing, yes, I do agree, the silver lining is the fact that, like it or not, now once they open up the House, they're going to have to get the 218, and yes, it's going to hit the floor, and yes, but remember, that doesn't mean that Trump still has to sign off on it. Remember that. At the end of the day, Yes, information is coming out. So and they have a a plan in place, just like you're starting to see more chatter about Maxwell maybe being pardoned soon. That you saw the letters coming out that her preferential treatment and
She got a dog. They let her have a dog.
Just think about it. While people are suffering, Maxwell is writing, saying, that she's doing better, while all of the
She's really
survivors
enjoying it, actually, is what she said.
enjoying it, and thanks to Donald Trump. Meanwhile, we can't put a unified message together for him to sit down and confront the Epstein survivors and listen to their stories, so he could admit that this is not a hoax, that these are actual people that got hurt, that people that suffered, that people that feel the pain. And we're going to do that. That's part of my mission. That's part of, because that's part of and that's why, like I said, what I want to do, the way I want to attack, is different than any of them have ever done it, because the way Donald Trump, the way we did it, MAGA, the way we support, it's unorthodox. It's like, again, that's like, it's like Donald Trump invented with MAGA. We invented the run and shoot, the West Coast offense. And we were the first to invent it. So the Democrats are still playing in an old school defense of game, and that's why Donald Trump's putting up 40, 50 points on them every day.
Mhm.
So I know that same game plan, and we're going to use their own tactics against them. We're going to turn them against each other. We're going to use their own information. We're going to use their own riffs. Plus you got to understand, a lot of those people in that world, there's a lot I can't share with you, unfortunately, because just like a lot of their people watch, and a lot of people follow me. And so I'm not going to, but fuck it. I'll tell you a little bit that, there's a lot of people that I put into MAGA that still are around MAGA that owe me that if they would, that they're scared that I would mention them, because if somebody found out, that they would get thrown out. Remember, I was there for 4 years, people. I was the conduit. A lot of all the work, all these people, a lot of people put into positions. Some of them have grown, so you can't even imagine to what kind of positions, because people don't realize who got them there, who made the introductions, and who put them. So what I'm telling you is, I have a lot of ammunition that strategically I'm going to put into place, and I'm going to allow and agree with it. But the first step, it's like, you could be the best doctor in the world, but if you don't have the scalpel, if you don't have the materials, you can't operate. If you don't have, so that's why right now I need you guys to give me my material, my tools to operate, and the tools that I need. And I'm telling you, I'm not, I need to build a team. I need to get people that know how to work social media to be able to spread my message far and wide. I need to be able to have people that will, go out there and book and stay on top of these Alex Jones and everything, to put these big time debates and town halls on their land to be able to be done. I need to be able
Chase
to go
them
out there.
around instead of them chasing us
Correct.
around. Yes, fucking right. Yes.
I can't do everything I'm on, because, and I need to also make sure that my family's safe. I need to make sure that, in the world we live in, I mean, people are getting killed every day, because politics it's not a joke anymore. So I need to be able to put, security in place. I need to be able to, there's a lot that needs to, like, it's like building a business. You can't, if I want to open up a restaurant, I can't just go open up a restaurant. I need to get a cook. I need to get to be able to, I could be the best, idea. So I need to do that. And the quicker we could, like I said, go out there and together go, I have to keep in mind, a lot of you, and you know who you are, my subscribers, paid subscriber, Dean, some of them are both of ours, are right now currently working behind the scenes on our team already, have been working with me, and are putting together. We're trying to hire already, looking for people to just think about this. I want to give you guys even an example. There, because since Trump took office, most of these publicists and PR firms that have links to the far right won't even what's it called, rep me, even if I pay them. So one of my paid subscribers called me up a couple of days ago and said, "Lev," she goes, "I called 26 publicists or PR guys, and they won't even return my phone call once they hear it's Lev Parnas, because they're scared of Donald Trump." Just think about just think about what we're going. I mean, you yourselves, you're feeling it because you're working behind the scenes. You're seeing it, and this is the crazy part. So that's why I'm trying to say to you, it's like I wish I could just make a phone call. I can't. We need to do grassroots. We need to be able to be independent. We need to be able to do what I know how to do good.
A bully
Because remember,
platform powered by the people. That's
yeah,
what we need. Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely.
And that is what Lev is creating, ladies and gentlemen. And that is exactly why we're here, and exactly why we get along, and exactly why we're moving in the same direction together. I would highly encourage everybody in the chat here, Lev, if you can put it in one more time, go and hit that GoFundMe, share it far and wide so that we can help Lev, we can ride with Lev, we can move with Lev, we can take America back with Lev, we can support other platforms with Lev, other people, so we can amplify those voices, really uniting those messages that have nothing to do with the extremes and everything to do with why we all fell in love with the United States, why we loved living in the United States, why we used to love traveling in the United States. And from a Canadian perspective, there's nothing more important to Canada than a healthy America. That's why I'm all in. We beat Maple MAGA here in Canada a few months ago, and it is dying a slow death, and that has been my fucking pleasure. And now I want to apply my trade down there and go after the big fish so we can give America back. And we've got lots of people, lots of network, lots of friends who are going to do it. GoFundMe, hit it today. Make sure you subscribe to my friend Lev. Make sure you become a paid sub, because if you can't donate on a GoFundMe, you can always give us a quick subscription. Doesn't matter if it's free or paid. But any way that you can support us so we can build a bigger boat, any way you can support us by sharing this content, by gifting these subscriptions, not only helps the message get to the people that need it, it helps us go through these different silos. It helps us get out of our own silos, helps us get out of our echo chambers. And that's what we're talking about, is taking the fight to them. And I can promise you there is no one else I would rather go to war with than the man who helped build the machine, who's got a heart of gold. He is an award-winning whistleblower. He's an award-winning author. He is standing up for democracy. He's an American hero. Please go and give him a sub today. Lev Remembers is the name of his Substack. And if you got some time left over for me and a couple bucks, of course, I've got a lot of kids. Waj always says it, but it's true. I got a lot of kids and I'm getting a dog. So if you could subscribe to us as well, we've got deals on founding memberships. You only pay once for life. And then, of course, the annual deals, 25% off right now. But none of that matters. What matters is you go and support this movement and become part of this movement and ride with us. DM us if you've got some skills you want to contribute, whether you want to get paid or pro bono, doesn't matter. We want to put together a real team of real patriots that love democracy, that want to stand up for America, take America back from the fascist rapist in chief that's currently in the Oval Office, and give it back to you, because we can do this. We can do this. We have the tools. And one of the howitzers involved in the race, one of the howitzers involved in the fight, Lev Parnas, is going to Sherpa us along that way, because he knows where the pitfalls are. He knows where the bodies are. And I can guarantee you his phone is probably a treasure trove of great information.
Like the FBI said, it was a what, how they call it? It was not abundance of evidence. They said they've never seen so much saved emails, text message. I have over
yours.
I have over 2,000 text messages with Rudy Giuliani. I have over 150 text messages alone with Governor Ron DeSantis.
Oh,
I have over 20 text messages with Pam Bondi.
Oh,
I over text. I mean, like I could keep going on.
What about Junior? What about Junior?
Oh, I have phone calls, like 10 text messages. I didn't text too much with them because remember, him and Matt Gaetz, those guys were like,
they're busy doing coke. Yeah.
They're busy doing their thing, I'm saying to you, but relevant, and a lot more, like, you name it, like, and, and a bunch, the other thing, which a lot of people don't understand, a bunch of also his donor list. But remember, a bunch of those donors were in my circle. We were in that inner donor circle before I became his henchman to go out to Ukraine. I was remember the way they first announced me. I was a top 5 donor. that's how the news broke. When the organized whatever crime network, whenever they broke the news, or the Daily Beast, they broke it as, my company was like a fraud, that we were putting in Russian money into Donald Trump's campaign. That's how it all started, as one of his top donors, and then they decided to continue with everything else.
And then they got you for that top donor, and magically 4 years in prison for a $2,500 donation. That was fucking crazy. Everybody go support Lev. Do it right now. Go to his GoFundMe. Check it out. Give him a sub over at Lev Remembers. Dude, it is an honor, a pleasure. I cannot wait to go on this journey with you. You are magic, my friend. As always, just so fucking great to catch up with you. So awesome that everybody joined us today. We've got a few thousand people collectively between our two channels, which is incredible. And it's because there is a thirst, there is a hunger for not just the truth, but for fucking common sense. Like, someone go out and do something. As America collapsed on the weekend with Democrats deciding they didn't want to be part of the solution, they'd rather continue the problem. Let's end that problem. Go and support Lev today. Let's get in touch with Waj and do one of these in the next couple of days too, because I know I wouldn't mind having the left hook involved. Yeah.
No, we're gonna get everybody involved. I literally,
right.
Dean, I just finished the GoFundMe.
Like right before we got on.
Like 20 minutes before we got on, and we're gonna go on the left hook. We're gonna go on Midas. We're gonna go on all of it, because the quicker we need to keep, like I said, we need to get the team ready, because we need to get in Washington D.C. when they get the 218 votes. We have some things lined up to be able to get to make sure to make their life miserable. And remember, the one thing nobody's talking about, that I promise you that we're gonna blow up. And remember, you heard it here first, is Dan Bongino. I promise you, you're going to see some things. So just please contribute. And if you can't, if you did, make sure the number of things, spread the GoFundMe. When you're on other Substacks, put it up there. Tell people, on other platforms, spread it far and wide. Go to, Blue Sky, Twitter, wherever you guys are, TikTok, YouTube. Tell your friends, tell your family, because it's time to act. And the quicker, the faster we go, the quicker, the faster we get back our democracy, and we're able to become, a unified country again. So God bless each and every one of you. Thank you, Dean. And I look forward
brother.
to fighting this fight together, my man.
Me too, my friend. I'll talk to you soon. There you go. There's Lev Parnas. Lev Remembers. Give him a sub, ladies and gentlemen. That is one of the great individuals you will ever meet. It is a pleasure of my lifetime to be able to go on this journey with him and with America. With you, my American friends. We see you. Canada loves you. Cindy, let's go, she says. Maggie, I agree, Lev. Thank you all for chiming in here today. There's nothing better when you're getting beat up by a group of people than seeing an army full of people run towards you that are going to help you. We want to run towards you with help. Go and fill up that GoFundMe if you get a chance. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just share anything you can do, anything positive that you can do. Subscribe to Lev. Give him a paid sub if you can. Subscribe to me if you got a couple dollars left over. It would be great. Because I'm going to go down to Washington. I'm going to go down to Nashville. I'm going to go to North Carolina. I'm going to take part in these conversations. I'm going to immerse myself in the culture that everybody seems to be afraid of. Now, why? That's a great question. Because for the past 3 years, I spent 10 hours a day beating down Maple MAGA. They are now dead. Dead. And to work with somebody that has the gusto and the information that this gentleman has, as well as his network, as well as our extended network, to do the same thing in the United States of America for my American friends. And I'm not saying this because 80% of my beautiful family on Substack is from the United States of America. I'm saying this because this is the greatest challenge facing North America. This is Canada's greatest challenge. It's the threat that is coming from the United States and a microcosmic group of old geriatric fascist fucks who don't give a shit about you. They definitely don't give a shit about me. They certainly don't give a shit about Canada. What they care about is themselves. What they care about is the patriarchy. What they care about is natural resources, making you poor, making you live hand to mouth for the rest of your life so you don't have any choices. What they care about is engineering generational poverty. What they care about is, Donald Trump announced it, 50-year mortgages to keep you in servitude for the rest of your fucking life. That's not cool. It's not cool. I don't like it. I know you don't like it because I hear from you every day. You have become my family. And what does family do when they look out the front window at Thanksgiving and they see a couple of guys jumping on a family member? They put down the fucking turkey leg, they wipe their face with their forearm in the shirt, and they go outside and they whoop that ass. Help us whoop that ass. Let's all do it together. For you, with you, we are you. Thank you very much for being part of this. The Weekend Roundup with my friend Lev Parnas and I every single Monday, 1 o'clock. We go over the events of the weekend. We put some action to it. We're involving you as we always do. Please go and try out and experience Coffee and Tea with Lev. It's a sit-down conversation where we bring you in. You drive the conversation. We had 4 Substack co-hosts this week, and we answered all your questions for 90 minutes. You can check that out. That's at deanblundell.substack.com as well. And if you can, subscribe. If you can, share. If you can, become a paid subscriber. Real quick, you can do monthly for $8. You can do an entire year for 25% off, $80, and then $150 gets you a lifetime subscription. You get an email after that, even though it says you're subscribed for a year, you're in for life. And unlimited access. And again, just to follow up, if you want to be part of this team, if you want to help, and if you've got some skills in this department, you're like, I could really fuck some shit up with you guys. DM us. DeanBlundell.substack.com. Lev remembers at Substack.com. And more importantly, have an awesome day. My friends, thank you for spending time with us. We will see you at 3 o'clock, 40 minutes. The 5 Stack with Lev, 5 biggest stories of the day. Will go into the horrific news that Donald Trump's about to get for the Epstein files. So make sure you join us. It's going to be a doozy. Have a great day. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Let's go sailing together, shall we?